All right, and Charlie, Donald Trump's rally comes 5 days after President Joe Biden came to South Florida to try to energize Democrats. Go ahead.
Congress doesn't vote affirmatively to keep it, it goes away, gone. You've been paying in Social Security your whole life. You earned it. Now these guys want to take it away. Who in the hell do they think they are? Excuse my language.
A few days ago, I had a chance to speak to Charlie Crist's running mate, Karla Hernandez, and I asked her what their closing message to voters was going to be.
We want people to have hope. We want people to exercise their right and get out and vote. This is so important. We want to unify the state. We want to work hard towards ensuring that women are not treated as second-class citizens. We want to work on affordability, but we really want to make sure that everybody just goes out and they vote. You know, we don't like the fear-mongering that's going on. And, you know, we just want people to, just know that there is a party here that cares about them and has been traveling all across the state to ensure that the needs that they have, working people, working families are heard.
Let's talk about the strategy that the campaign had. It seems if early on the push was to talk about reproductive rights, to talk about abortion, and that was the main focus, and that Democrats put a lot of emphasis on that issue. It seems as we get closer to Election Day, what voters are worried most about are economic issues, is the rising cost of inflation, is the pocketbook issues. Did Democrats not do enough to address those issues? Are they a little late to be talking about that now?
We've actually been talking about both the entire trail. We've been talking about treating women with dignity, making sure that every woman has the liberty and freedom to make decisions about her own body in the intimacy of her family, without having government involved and, creating all of these, just awful laws. There's no exception for rape or incest. But we've also been talking about affordability. You know, we have a housing crisis in the state of Florida. Florida is the most unaffordable state to live in. People have 2 and 3 jobs. We know that there are major issues with insurance, property prices, and that's going to affect people's pocketbook. And people are seeing that, they're feeling it. And so we've been talking about both, affordability, the economy, and of course also treating women with respect and making sure that they're not second-class citizens.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, do you think you've laid out a vision as to what, your economic agenda, what a Charlie Crist, Karla Hernandez administration would do economically to help people?
I believe that we have, and, we also, have a website where it really goes far beyond that and talks about everything, including climate and education. But here's the thing. We want to make sure that people are represented. And, we know that Governor Ron DeSantis could not answer a simple question, which was whether or not he was committed to being the governor of this state. And you have commitment from us, from Charlie Crist and myself. We want to ensure that all our Florida residents are represented.
You're not a politician. This is the first time you're doing something like this. So I just want to take a step back for a second and ask you, what has the last couple of months since the primary and Charlie Crist announced your name? It seems like it's been a bit of a whirlwind, both good and bad for you. Talk to me about what this experience has been like.
It's been amazing, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of just being in community and getting to meet all the needs of what a diverse state we have. I mean, Florida is so large and expansive, and just the diversity of people that live in so many different pockets of our state has really been an amazing experience for me, who loves culture and, loves to interact with folks. And it's honestly, this has been a thrill. I enjoy meeting folks and talking about real issues and connecting with people. And yeah, of course, it's hard when you're traveling so much and you have 2 young kids, but when you believe in something and you're fighting, for things that are correct and things that are right and justice in your community, then you do it with a badge of honor, because you know that you have to make a sacrifice to do that. And it is my honor to be the first labor leader in our Florida history to ever be appointed to such an important position.
I'm curious as to what it felt like, because I know you voted early. So what it felt like to walk in to a polling location and see your name on a ballot and actually vote for yourself. Talk to me about what that experience was like. And I think you took your daughter with you, correct?
I took my son and my daughter. My husband was there with me as well. He voted. It was a surreal experience. It's amazing. I mean, this is what, people talk about the American dream. And I say that this is the American reality, that, a girl that was born and raised in Hialeah, 2 immigrant parents, hardworking union worker family, can, just rise up as a first generation person and be a labor leader, and then also see themselves as a top ticket, candidate in a very important election. So it was surreal. It was exciting, and my kids, I think, will remember that for the rest of their lives.
Look, we can all look at polls, and the only thing that matters is election day, and I understand that. But looking at the polls, it must be somewhat daunting. And I think I want to ask the question: why do you believe Ron DeSantis resonates with so many people in the state of Florida?
I don't know. I'm actually baffled. And, I live and I'm thriving off of the inspiration that people around me where I go and the people that I meet actually give me back. People want to see change. They see a governor that acts like a fascist. He takes away people's rights. He bans books. He censors teachers. He's anti-woman. We're seeing all these things, including how he removes people from office that have been duly elected. People are concerned that they see these as red flags. So I cannot answer that question because I don't talk to people that think any of his commentary resonates with them.
So what do you think it will say about the state of Florida if he is reelected governor?
I think that it will say that fear-mongering works, and that when you pit people against each other and create enemies, which is a fascist way of leading, that unfortunately that it does, that it does resonate and it does work. Obviously Charlie and I don't believe in that. We believe in unifying the state and treating people with dignity and respect, in bringing back, a Florida that is just good for everyone, not just certain people, but for everyone. And a place that doesn't tolerate hate and doesn't act the way we've seen current leaders act. We have to condemn things when they're wrong, and we have to be leaders and stand by that. So I think it'll say that. I think it'll say that fascism works, and that people are okay with pitting people against each other, and that fear, injecting fear into communities will lead paths to victory, which I think is unfortunate.
Now, I should tell you, I'd hoped to have Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez on the show this morning, and after several weeks of discussions with her folks, they finally said she would not appear, but she's welcome to come anytime. As we go to break, you're looking at live pictures from an early voting site. Today is the last day to vote. A few minutes ago, we'll look at the numbers that are coming up, but I think we've heard about 50 people have voted so far early at this site in Broward. So go out there and vote. It's the last day. And we'll talk to the editorial page editors for the Miami Herald and the Sun Sentinel as this special live edition of Facing South Florida continues in just 1 minute. Stay with us.